Hey y'all, so this is the video that everybody has been waiting for. It finally arrived, so here it is. A few weeks ago, Jappies Fishies on Instagram sent me a message and asked me if I would be interested in trying out their new growth recipe, and in return doing a video on my channel to do kind of like a product review type thing. And of course I said yes, because anybody that is on Instagram and follows them knows that they have gorgeous goldfish. And since this stuff started, a lot of my friends on there have tried it and they talk highly of it. So I was super excited to get my hands on it and to try it myself. So before I get started about that though, I do want to give a shout out to Jasper. He is the owner and operator of Jappies Fish Food, and he is such a sweetie. He's just an excellent person to do customer service. He's just awesome. So I will of course leave a link in the description where you can purchase this food for your goldfish if you so please. And now I'm going to start talking about the food itself. So, when this lovely thing comes in the mail, the one thing that is mostly marketed about this food in particular, Jappies Fish Food growth recipe, is that it has a crude protein level of 46%. And out of all the goldfish food I have currently, this is the highest, and it's also the highest I have seen so far. So if you're looking to grow out your goldfish, this is for you. That's the one thing that you need, is high protein. It also has a crude fat minimum of 8%, a crude fiber maximum of 0.6%, and crude ash maximum of 8.9%. This food, I honestly had no idea what to expect when I got it. I was super excited to see it in my mail, but I had no idea what to expect because my goldfish usually eat gel food, and I've actually never fed them pellets before, or anything really besides gel food and, you know, fresh veggies and things like that. So I wasn't really sure how they were going to respond. I was more afraid of, oh my god, what if they don't like it? But I did not have to worry about that. They loved this stuff. I was pleasantly surprised how fast they recognized it, because, you know, with gel food, they can see the big green stuff, you know. This stuff, I was surprised when I did the little tappy. They came up to the surface and their little mouths were going insane. So I was like, I guess you like it. I tried it on the butterfly tank first, which houses my 3 butterfly telescopes, a Blackmore, and an Aranda. I tried it out on them because the butterflies are still kind of small, and I'm curious how well they grow with this food. They immediately, like, were going insane over this. When it fell, it's a sinking pellet type thing, and when it got toward the bottom, their little mouths were like going over the gravel like vacuums. I have never seen them get so excited for this food, for food in general. Even with the gel food, I mean, you know, they were eating it, they liked it. They were pigs with it, but as far as with this stuff, it was crazy to see them go. Absolutely crazy. So after I figured out that they liked it, I moved on to another tank with my Ryukin and Arandas. It has the big Aranda Knight, the baby Aranda Comet, the large Ryukin Josephine, and the baby Ryukin Lucy. And I was curious to see how they were going to react because they vacuum gel food like nobody's business, and they are by far the biggest eaters that I have. I mean, they eat continuously, and I usually feed them more because they just they eat more. And plus, Knight being my big bully, he likes to hog the food. So I have to be, watchful of him. But when I put this in there, they loved it just as much as the butterflies, if not more. And they went totally crazy over it. Knight, I'm curious to see mostly how the babies grow out because they are the smallest fish I have right now, the smallest goldfish I have right now. So I'm really interested to see how much they grow. Lucy has trouble sometimes eating gel food because when it sinks, she can't always, Knight tends to push her away because, she's little and he's a big monster and he does that. She got to eat a lot more of this because I, made sure that there was a good pile in her little area of the water, and she stayed mostly at the top and ate it while he kind of stayed out in the bottom and ate with the other fish, which I like because not all of the food will sink at the same time. So it gives her a chance to eat what she wants as well. So that's really good for her. After them, I tried out the rescue fish that I talked about a while back. The two Arandas that I got from PetSmart that I wasn't really planning on getting, but I kind of walked into them, so to speak. I really wanted to try them because they eat like pigs all the time. They are definitely growing. They're the youngest fish that I have. So they are definitely in a growing spurt. When I tried this out on them, they were zipping around that 40-gallon breeder like nobody's business. And I had a field day watching them eat this stuff. It was, honestly, it's hilarious. And you'll get to see that at the end of the video. I will add some clips of them eating this food because it was hilarious. I love to watch them eat this stuff. But anyway, today makes day 4 that I have been feeding this. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have already saw some differences in the fish. Knight, the big bully Aranda, his head growth has become more prominent, I have noticed, and he's also a deeper red color, which is exciting. He used to not be so color pigmented. I mean, he was more like a orangish color. Now his wen is red, like it looks like a wen is supposed to look like, which is awesome. He looks like a true Aranda, so he's growing into that very well. As far as their weight goes, I mean, being 4 days, I'm not going to be able to tell that, which is why this is going to become a series with Jappies Fish Food. I'm going to document their growth over a time period so that you will be able to see how much they grow with this food, because, I'm not going to be able to really, I'm not really going to be able to tell you or show you in just a few days. It's going to be a progress over a couple weeks probably. So I will be documenting as long as this bottle lasts. So you will be able to see, what you can expect with your fish maybe, and maybe you'll be able to purchase it, and hopefully your fish will like it as much as mine do because they love it. It's like catnip for fish, in my opinion. They go nuts. Anyway, so yeah, so there was a color change in night. Comet is my little Miranda, and he I actually just found out that he is a she. So if I get those, if I keep calling him a he and it's a she, and I say she and it's supposed to be a he, yeah, ignore me because I've called him a he for several months and I just figured out that it is a she. So, she has some black color on her, and she has since I brought her home. And usually they lose their black color. She's not. It's there. There was on one of her sides. It was kind of starting to fade a little bit. I have noticed that with this food, it is starting to color up. It's become darker, and her tail, I've noticed, seems like it's just spreading more. Like, I wouldn't say it's longer, but it just looks more flowy, like more healthy, I guess. You'll be able to see it in the video. That was really cool. Those two were the ones that I noticed like immediately. Just because their tank is in my living room and I'm always, I always see it. So I can tell fairly quickly, what's going on with them because I see it all the time and my parents see it all the time. And anybody that comes over here, that's the first tank they see in my house is their aquarium. With the butterflies, their tank is in my kitchen, so I see it a lot too. I have aquariums all over this house. It's ridiculous. But I have noticed some color changes in them as well. It just seems like their color has gotten brighter. JoJo is my red and black butterfly. She began to lose her black around her tail. I noticed that it was turning more gray and it was almost gone. And then just in the past few days, it's colored up too and it's being darker. So I'm curious if, if Jasper knows that this does this. But if you don't, Jasper, then I guess I'm your guinea pig. But it tends to make black darker, which is fine with me. I love their black color, so go for it. As the rescues go, I have noticed Zelina is getting bulkier, and I think that does have to do with this food. She just seems to be getting larger to me. When I got her, her head growth really hadn't come in yet, and she's still very young. But I do see some evidence of the wind growing in. So I'm curious to see how well this food will help her in that process. So that's why I kind of want to document it, and I want y'all to see, how awesome this food is. So far, I give it 2 thumbs up. So you'll just have to stick with me on the journey and we'll see how it goes. But for right now, I really like it. And the one thing I do like about it is with gel food, I have to make it. And I have to refrigerate it. And it stinks. And this stuff, it doesn't really, I don't think it really has a smell. That's just me. Not really. Mostly smells like wheat or corn or something. It doesn't really stink. So, I'm happy with that. I don't like stinky food. Nobody wants their house to stink. My mother, she fusses at me all the time when I make that food because she's like, open the window, light a candle, that stuff stinks. But she doesn't complain with this, so that's good. I don't get yelled at when I feed this. And it's on the shelf and I can feed them real fast if I'm in a hurry and leave, and it's fine. So that's a definitely a pro for me. But anyway, I will let y'all see them react to this food and look for part 2 in the future. I will keep y'all updated on their growth, and probably in the next video I may wait like a week or 2 and I'll get some of them out in my hand and I'll show y'all the growth with my hand being the measurement, I guess. I have some pictures to go by that I took recently, so we'll be able to compare and contrast. And we'll try that out. But I'll let y'all see them and stay tuned for the next one.